Hi there! Welcome to Tab Briefs, a weekly look at headlines from the world of faith for September 11th, 2020. I'm Tab Media Content Editor Carrie McWhorter, and here are some of the headlines that grabbed our attention this week. First up, where did you learn your faith and religious practice? Most likely from your parents, and that hasn't really changed over the years, according to a new analysis from Pew Research Center. Most parents and teens share a religious identity, Pew says. Protestant parents are likely to have teens who identify as Protestants. Catholic parents are likely to have teens who consider themselves Catholic. And the vast majority of religiously unaffiliated parents have teens who describe themselves as atheists, agnostics, or nothing in particular. And though U.S. teens attend religious services about as often as their parents do, teens are much less likely to say that religion is very important in their lives than their parents are likely to say that. Another finding, parents are far more likely to overestimate the importance of religion to their teen than underestimate it. What do these findings about teens mean for the future of religion in America? It's hard to predict, Pew says. The adult population in the United States has been growing less religious in recent decades, a trend driven in large part by young adults who are much less likely than their elders to identify with a religious group or partake in traditional religious practices. But religion varies across the course of life, often declining in late adolescence and early adulthood, and then increasing as people age, form new relationships, start their own families, and mature into later adulthood. American adults do hold complex and often conflicting religious beliefs, however, and that's according to the biennial State of Theology study released this week by Lifeway Research and Ligonier Ministries. According to that survey, just over half of American adults say religious beliefs are a matter of personal opinion, not objective facts, and that's made clear by examining the varying theological doctrines they hold. Among the significant findings of the survey, 60% believe only those who trust in Jesus alone as their Savior receive eternal salvation. Just over half believe Jesus was a great teacher, but do not believe he is God. Only 2/3 believe in Jesus' resurrection, and a similar number believe that God accepts the worship of all religions. Approximately 3/4 of American adults believe in the classic Christian doctrine of the Trinity, but fewer believe God is perfect. You can read more from this revealing survey at lifewayresearch.com or stateoftheology.com, and I'll put those links in today's show notes. Finally, the U.S. Department of Education on Wednesday finalized its new rule, which prohibits colleges and universities from denying faith-based student groups any of the rights, benefits, or privileges that other student groups enjoy. Under this final rule, a religious student organization would have the same rights as other student organizations at the public institution to receive official recognition, use the institution's facilities, and receive student fee funds. The final rule prohibits discrimination against religious student organizations because of their beliefs, practices, policies, speech, membership standards, or leadership standards, which are informed by their sincerely held religious beliefs. In the past few years, Christian student groups like Young Life and InterVarsity Christian Fellowship have been denied recognition as official campus organizations at some public colleges because they required student leaders to agree with the group's religious beliefs. Greg Jow, Director of External Relations for InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, said this rule will protect student groups and encourage religious diversity on campuses by welcoming all religious groups. The ruling is expected to take effect within 60 days. Those are your Tab Briefs for September 11th, 2020. To get the latest news from Tab Media, go to tabonline.org, follow us on social media, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Before we go, today marks the 19th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the United States. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many of the traditional services to honor those who died that day will be different this year. But if you haven't already, take a moment today to remember the families forever affected by the tragedy. We also invite you to read John Giles' reflections on the day at tabonline.org. Thank you for joining us this morning, and we hope you'll join us again next Friday.